I am Cam Rogers. Check me out on Twitter at Mr. Rogers99, episode 74 here on March 7th, 2018. I've got you covered for the next hour. NFL headlines, top 10 NFL mock draft, a little Tiger talk at the end of the program. But we kick things off with the headliner of the episode, an interview with one of the top punters in the nation. Johnny Townsend out of the University of Florida joining the Cam Rogers Show right now. Johnny, appreciate the time, sir, and let's start things off with that experience at the Combine. How surreal was it?
Well, first of all, I just want to say thanks for having me. It's a huge honor to be here on episode number 74. But, it was an awesome experience for me. Any opportunity to get in front of all 32 NFL teams is just a huge blessing. That's an event that I've dreamed of going to ever since I began my college football career, and I'm just very thankful for the opportunity.
And of course, we have some video on you going through the drills, etc., at the NFL Combine. And not a lot of punters go to the Combine, but you were one of them. So how cool is it just to kind of go through those drills and then go through the interactions with all the officials, coaches, etc., that were there?
Like you said, not many punters get that opportunity. So I just wanted to take full advantage of it. I actually went to the Reese's Senior Bowl, so I kind of got a little taste of what the week was going to be like in terms of the interviews and the pressure situations and the interacting with all the teams and coaches. So I feel like that event kind of prepared me a little bit for the Combine, and, I think it went well.
Now, the Combine, of course, is in the rear view mirror. So now you're looking ahead, and now as you sit back in Florida, how is your confidence level at as we get closer to the NFL draft?
I think staying confident is one of the most important things throughout this process. It is a long, draining process. Ever since the season ended, you're preparing for each individual events, and they hold so much weight that I think staying positive and staying confident is definitely one of the most important things you can do throughout this entire process.
Punters out there, Johnny, it's probably quite aware for you that they don't get a lot of respect and they don't make a lot of headlines, a lot of highlights. But you know what? It is such a game within the game in terms of directionally speaking and hang time and all this. So let me ask you, how is your punting game right now, and what are you actually working on to improve?
I think it's the best it's ever been. Now would be a really good time to peak in terms of my punting abilities. But, everything I'm working on right now is just, things that I saw in college that I want to improve on at the next level in terms of, putting more hang time on the ball and, kicking the ball with better direction, things like that. But, like I said, every little thing that I saw in college that I want to take to the next level, I'm just working on enhancing that.
Now, you're a Florida guy, of course, so how cool would it be, just hypothetically speaking here, if, say, the Dolphins, the Bucks, come calling?
Oh, that'd be a huge dream of mine. Like you said, I'm a Florida boy. So both my parents went to University of Florida. So it was in my blood to stay home and stay at Florida. So if any NFL team in Florida gave me the opportunity to play for them, I would take full advantage of it, and it would be a huge blessing for sure.
And I assume now, Johnny, it's a time to kind of reflect back at your time at the University of Florida. Just how awesome of an experience has it been to play for the Gators and then just be on the campus in Gainesville?
It was an unbelievable experience. The Swamp is, in my opinion, the most electric stadium in college football. So it was an unreal experience just, running out into the Swamp every Saturday. And, that's something I'm going to hang on to forever. Like I said, I was, I grew up a big Gator fan. Both my parents went there. So it was a dream of mine just to attend the University of Florida, let alone play football there. So, that's an experience I'm going to take with me forever. So.
You finished tied for first in the nation in punting average, Florida's all-time punting leader. So many accolades, Johnny, and you don't get to that point without a great support system. Nobody becomes so successful without the people around them. So talk about who kind of helped you get to this point.
Sure. Well, first and foremost, it was my family. They were there with me through the very beginning, through thick and thin. And, my parents were the first ones to sacrifice anything on their end to support me. And, my family was my biggest support system then and still is now. And, hopefully they don't ditch me just yet. So we'll see what happens.
You know, with all those accolades, too, I got to tell you, Johnny, there's some injustice going on right now. I'm looking at the recent snubs, the Ray Guy Award for the nation's best punter. You didn't get that AP first team honors. So I'm sitting here looking at my research. What the heck? Why isn't this guy winning these awards? But on the other side of things, Johnny, you could almost say kind of gives you that chip on your shoulder, that mental edge you might have over other punter prospects, right?
Exactly. You know, like you said, it is tough to get snubbed on some of those awards because, you know, everybody wants the recognition. But you know, for me, you know, my dreams and goals are extending much farther than some of those college accolades. You know, I know who I am as a player, and I know what my stats were. I know what my abilities are. So I'm going to carry every ounce of that. And like you said, a little chip on my shoulder. I'm taking it with me to the next level.
You know, Johnny, I was reading some of the great stuff that you do in the community as well, and it's kind of like applying for college where it's not just about the SAT score, and so for trying to be an NFL player, it's not just about the punting average, right? It's about the whole person, the total package, and there are many pieces to the puzzle, and community work for you is one of those pieces. So kind of talk about your own foundation, of course, and what you do.
Sure. Well, you know, like you said, going to the next level is kind of like the resume of your football film and, you know, everything else that you did off the field as well. You know, coaches love seeing, you know, philanthropy work, community service, things like that. So, you know, it's just all about putting together your ultimate resume to sell yourself to these teams. But, yeah, I recently started my own foundation back in December. You know, it had been in the works since summertime, you know, trying to come up with, you know, different ways to go about it. But, you know, once the season ended, it was full go. And, you know, I recently started, it's just called the Johnny Townsend Foundation, sponsoring the Johnny Townsend Fund, which is raising money for the Pediatric Oncology Infusion Clinic at Shands Hospital. And, you know, it was really something special to me because University of Florida has this program called Goodwill Gators. And what it is it takes the athletes and it kind of puts them out in the community and introduces them to the community aspect of college football. And, you know, through that, I actually got to meet a lot of the pediatric patients at Shands Hospital and, you know, kind of develop relationships with some of them and things like that. And, you know, it wasn't until after my career was over where I felt that I had a big enough platform to, you know, use that to give back to the university that gave me so much. So it's been a really cool experience so far.
And folks, you see the website at the bottom of your screen, JohnnyTownsendSports.com. Check it out today. Johnny, you're back in Gainesville. You're chilling, you're relaxing. But let me know and let the folks know what's coming up for you in the weeks.
Sure. So, you know, like you said, I'm just back in Gainesville. You know, I'm enjoying being back in my college town. And, you know, now that the combine's over, things, I'd say they kind of wind down just a little bit. At the end of the month is my pro day. You know, where teams will come and do workouts with me. And, you know, all in between, I'll have private workouts with teams. They'll come to Gainesville, watch me kick, things like that. So, you know, now that things are kind of geared back a little bit after the combine, I'm going to get a little bit comfortable and, you know, just take advantage of those opportunities one-on-one with teams.
Johnny Townsend, one of the best punters in the nation, joining the Cam Rogers Show here today. Johnny, appreciate it so much. Please don't forget about me when you become ultra successful.
I won't. Trust me.
Johnny Townsend joining the show. Take care, my man.